Yep, we are live. Hello Stuart, thank you for joining. Sorry it's taken so long. I've been doing a lot of setting up. In fact, I think there's one more message I need to send. I forgot to do Instagram to let people know I'm live. So bear with me. I need to do an Instagram story. But I am here and I am live. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Let me know if the music is too loud or too distracting. I just find it helps fill dead air when I'm not speaking. But this is the 4th night in a row that I've live streamed, so you know, I don't plan these. These are all very much I'll just share that to WhatsApp. Just got to do a YouTube. It's all a bit up in the air. I've just been trying to sort out all my other social media platforms. Night, not might, night. I normally won't be doing Thursdays because Thursdays is when I'm usually going out. I normally go out for Thursday evening, so this is one of those rare occasions where I'm live streaming to the world. Central. There we go. Oh, and TikTok as well. Oh, I haven't done TikTok either, but I hope everyone's doing okay. I'm never really fully organised with these things, but I don't plan anything. That's the thing. I don't plan anything. I don't plan ahead. Mainly because I didn't think I was going to live stream every single night for for 4 nights in a row. But here we are, you know, and I'm actually get to quite enjoy it. I might even start going live 5 nights a week every week, or at least 4 nights a week. Just do TikTok. Link to my YouTube channel. In my bio. There we go. So, how is everyone? You know, please do join in the chat. This is a very interactive chat. What's going on here? It's okay, my phone's... No, it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, you know, we are live. It's Thursday night. I've been live streaming for the last 4 nights. It's been very random, very unexpected. I didn't plan to do this, but I felt encouraged to do it. You know, I did it Monday, but as I said, it helps to have music in the background. I think I've got my Yakadaka t-shirt on tonight, my AC/DC. I've seen them twice. Once at Wembley Stadium and once at the Olympic Stadium. Yeah. So, you know, this is an interactive live stream. You know, join in the chat and we'll have a good little chin wag. 9 times out of 10 I can't keep up a conversation on my own. It just becomes me rambling about everything and nothing. Health wise though, my leg wound is healing very, very nicely. I went to get the dressing changed today and it's making really good progress. You know, I've not taken any painkillers now for a week, which says a lot about it really, you know, and I'm able to walk properly without crying out in pain, unlike the last 2 months or so. You know, I mean, I've been on 4 lots of antibiotics, which I'm no longer on, thankfully. So, you know, I can once more partake in the good stuff. You know, I can go to the pub after my Railway Club, which I'm not at tonight. I normally would be at my Model Railway Club on a Thursday, but this week I'm taking a break. I'll be there next week, so I won't be live streaming every Thursday night. This is one of those rare occasions where I am live streaming on a Thursday, making it 4 days in a row. So long-term plan is to live stream potentially Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, but it may be Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Fridays. I normally try and live stream. I have tried to live stream on a Saturday, but 9 times out of 10 there's been no interest on a Saturday, and I can quite understand because everyone's very busy on a Saturday. So That said, I won't be live streaming at the weekends because I need to take a break. But it's just nice to get online and chat to people and, you know, look down the camera. Okay, so if you see me looking to your right, which is my left, I'm looking at my laptop because I've got my OBS Streamlabs on my laptop. Straight ahead behind the camera is my main screen. I'm just giving you an example of the setup if you're brand new here to the live stream. So to your right, my left, is my laptop, which I'm looking at right now, with all the technical bits and pieces that help run this live stream. To the right is to this side is my phone. So to your left and to my right is my phone, because I sometimes get messages from friends during live streams, so I like to just keep in touch that way as well. Yeah, so, you know, technical side this side, social media that side. But yeah, please do join in the chat. You're very welcome here, and it's nice to see some people already watching. You're very welcome. Yeah, so we'll see if anyone joins the chat, because I honestly can't keep up the conversation on my own. I'm trying to think. Tomorrow night is going to be an ASMR night. I've got some ASMR things that I can play around with, and I'll create an atmosphere. You know, I'll bring in a light and just create, you know, a low light sort of lo-fi evening, and take it from there really tomorrow night. I am concerned though. I'm coming down with a cold because I have got the sniffs like there's no tomorrow, and it's so awkward. It's so awkward when you're sitting there, especially when you're waiting to see someone. You know, you're sitting in the doctor's surgery waiting to get your leg dressing changed, and you're sniffing like like that. It's so awkward because, you know, people might probably wonder what you've got wrong with you, and really all you've got is just a bunged up nose. I mean, I haven't yet got sinusitis. It's not cold enough yet for me to get sinusitis. That normally hits me around New Year, around January. January to early February really is when I get sinusitis, and it's horrible. If you've had sinusitis, you know how horrible it is. But at the moment, the thing is, the weather here has been incredibly mild for this time of year, and I think that's the way it is now for October, November, even December gets pretty mild now. You know, we don't normally get snow until, sometimes we don't get snow until February. Mind you, growing up, I always remembered December being a very wet month. I remember very little snow in December when I was growing up. And we're going back over 30, well, I'm 41 now, so yeah, nearly 41 years since I was born. So but I haven't got anything to sort myself out with for this nose. That's embarrassing. I might have to hit the be right back button and go and sort myself out. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Oh, sorry about that. I had to sort out my snuffles, you know. I feel like I've winded myself, but I know I haven't. Grounding myself, just grounding myself. As I say, please, if you join, do join in with the chat and help keep moving things along, because there's, you know, I can't do this without you. You know, this isn't about me. This is about you. You know, this is an interactive live stream. I had to restart something today. goodness for music, because otherwise there'd just be dead air whilst we're waiting. Sorting something out on my computer whilst I'm waiting to see who joins. Oh, my voice went up then. I hate it when it does that. Not the most exciting of live streams, I admit, but you know, I'm happy to be here. You know, I'm happy to be here with people present, watching in the background. You're all very welcome. Yeah, sorry. Please do join in the chat. I'm sort of doing something in the background here whilst I wait for people to join. We have been going nearly 40 minutes, but I did spend a lot of time setting up and sending out messages, so I haven't actually been on the screen that long. Yeah, I'm just sort of. Yeah, sorry, this isn't the most exciting of live streams, but please, I will continue to say, please do interact in the chat, because you make these live streams. You really do make these live streams, and the more people that join, the better they are. So please, we had 3 very good live streams over the past 3 nights. We had some really good turnouts, and I'm trying to do more live streaming weekly now, possibly nightly, except Thursdays. Tonight is a exception that so, the more people that interact, the better the conversation. As I say, we've had 3 very successful lives over the past couple of days, and there's going to be another one tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be an ASMR stream. I'm getting back to my ASMR roots, and I think Fridays are kind of when you just want to chill. It's the end of the week, it's the beginning of the weekend, you just want to relax. So that's going to be the new Friday night live. And I won't do a Saturday. I used to do a Saturday night live, and there's no point because everyone's busy, and that's understandable. Saturday nights and Saturdays in general are event nights, so are Fridays, but I know a lot of people like to sort of just relax on a Friday night, and I'm happy to. So I'm just doing something in the background here. Don't want that. So yeah, I've just finished what I was doing, so I am happy again. Some things don't always work, and you have to sort of redo them. Right, though, sorry, I'm just so I was just looking at something on Tumblr, and it's behind the camera, so I'll just have a quick check. That's the only problem when you've got the camera in front of your primary screen. You can't see what you're doing, so you have to move it over to the other screen to use it. Of course, my Discord server. If anyone's interested in joining my Discord server for my YouTube project, if you want to participate, of course, I'll put it in the... it is available. Just drop me an email. I'll drop my email in the chat. And I'll drop, you know, if there we go. I will only give my Discord to those who are interested, so drop me an email if you want to participate in the project. It's part ASMR, part you know, it's open to anyone really who's interested, including ASMR content creators. So definitely drop me a line if the thumbnail of this video actually is one of the thumbnails I normally use. It's not one I normally use because it's a brand new thumbnail. I actually put it together today. I use PowerPoint for my thumbnail creation, but I also use a Photoshop analog. There's me. I just thought of something really daft. There's me the other day trying to look at behind my camera to try and do something, and I realised I forgot all the desktop icons are actually on my other screen. I don't need to look over my camera to look at the icon bar behind it, because it's doubled up, so you know, oh well, live and learn. But yeah, you know, it's for those who haven't seen, I've got a couple of videos on my YouTube channel that I'm really, really proud of, and I think I want to show them. I do want to show them off because I'm really proud of these. I'm really proud of these videos. So I will take you onto my channel. This is my YouTube channel with its new name. I'm just minimising myself down to the smallest so that it doesn't get in the way. I'm in the top left hand corner now. I should be up there behind the... So we'll go onto the playlist and we'll just leave that playing, because I want to show you these videos that I'm really proud of. This first one is the Maximus rap, and this is one I wrote the lyrics for myself, and I'm really proud of this. This is me actually performing it.
In the land of desert where the sand is gold, I'm Maximus the master with a story to unfold. I got steampunk attire, I'm the man of the hour. With a blue tweed suit I embody the power. Top hat, goggles and a red beard that shines, show man supreme. My skill is divine in the desert realm where the sun sets ablaze. I lead the caravan, set the standards and amaze. I'm the maestro, the chief, the one in command. With a white shirt crisp, my presence is grand. Every deal I make, every showing I lead, I'm the best in the game with unmatched speed. Arrogance, sure, it's a part of my flair. Popularity's a myth, success is my air. In the markets and ports, my name is on the rise. You can fear me if you want, plus I see through your lies. Caravans flourish under my reign supreme. In this desert expanse, I live in the dream. My enterprise glows with a luminous sheen. Maximus commands and there is all to see. They whisper, they chat about my lofty pride, but when they need the best, they seek me as they guide. My red hair flames with ambition and might. In the desert of dreams, I am the light. Now reaching the end, my legacy stays Maximus the master in a million ways. The monarchy is mine, staged control. Every step that I take, I'm reaching my goal. With my caravan bound for horizons so wide, I'm the best in the business and I never hide. A pain in the neck, that's a badge I wear proud. For I'm Maximus the king and I stand out in the crowd. So remember my name as the caravan rolls. Maximus the legend with stories untold. In the desert realm where my empire unfurled, I'm the master of showman, king of this world. The journey may end, but my mark will remain. Maximus forever in glory and fame. A showman unmatched in every domain. I'm the best, and my reign will sustain.
Okay, granted, I had a fan playing in running in the background, so it probably took a bit of the edge off that. But I'll put the microphone down for this one because this is one I'm really. This is how I sort of imagine Maximus would promote the caravan.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. You've been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. And buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. Your fever dream, can't you see it getting closer? Just surrender, cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire, it's freedom, it's flooding open. It's a picture in the pulpit and your blind devotion. There's something breaking at the brick of every wall, it's holding all that you know. So tell me, do you want to go? Where it's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true, it's taking over you. We light it up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you. Colossal, we come these renegades in the ring, where the lost get found and we crown of the circus king. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. It's blinding out, shining, and it can let you know. Just surrender, cause you're coming and you wanna go. Where it's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true, intoxicating you. We light it up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you. It's everything you ever want, it's everything you ever need, and it's here right in front of you. This is where you wanna be. It's everything you ever want, it's everything you ever need, and it's here right in front of you. This is where you wanna be. This is the greatest show. It's coming in all the bright lights, where the runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show. We light it up, we won't come down, and the walls can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you. 'Cause everything you want is right in front of you, and you see the impossible is coming true. And the walls can't stop us now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably as close to a Lord of War and Heartache Tales of the Caravan musical you'd probably get. Let me just re-put that back up. For anyone interested, I am looking for participants to join me in my project. That was me in the background there. I can put the music back up now from behind. Yeah, I if I could do a musical, believe me, I would. I mean, I wrote the lyrics to the Maximus rap. The music is by a group called OTE, and the music I actually found on Epidemic Sounds, which is the website I use to get my royalty-free music for all my videos now. Apart from that one you've just seen, which is obviously which is an edited version of Greatest Show from the soundtrack The Greatest Showman. But here's But that's the website I use for all my music. Yeah, you know, it's a really good. It's given me some really good new soundtracks to work with when I'm writing. And yeah, I think you know, perhaps if I find any other pieces of music that sound like it would fit into a musical, I'd write lyrics to it and try and fit the lyrics around the music, and perhaps have Maximus singing. In fact, there is one video of Maximus singing as well. It's a folk song. I will need to go back to my channel actually. Bear with me. Just remembered I have this folk song that I sang as Maximus. There's no actual music to it, but the lyrics are, I mean, it's very, very Maximus. Yeah, I would agree. You know, I'm not a fan of using, but no, I quite understand. You know, thing is, I work on a budget, and yeah, something like that would help with writing. Here we are. Maximus sings a folk song. I need to turn this music down. I'm going to turn my microphone off again, so you can hear Maximus singing. So I'll minimise it down to about there, so I'm on screen. But this is Maximus singing a folk song, and I'm turning the microphone off for the second. I'll have to investigate it. Yeah, definitely, Trevor. Thank you for the suggestion. Okay, here's the folk song anyway, and it is a proper traditional English folk song, and it's very Maximus. As I say, the microphone's off, so you won't hear me.
It is of good ale to you I'll sing, and to good ale I'll always cling. I like my mug filled to the brim, and I'll drink all you would like to bring. Oh, good ale, thou art my darling, thou art my joy, both night and morning. It is you that helps me with my work, and from a task I'll never shirk. Well, I can get a good home brew, and better than 1 pint I like to. Oh, good ale, thou art my darling, thou art my joy, both night and morning. I love you in the early morn, I love you in day dark or dawn, and when I'm weary, worn and spent, I'll turn the tap and ease the vent. Oh, good ale, thou art my darling, thou art my joy, both night and morning. It is you that makes my friend my foes, it is you that makes me wear old clothes. But since you come so near my nose, it's up you comes and down you goes. Oh, good ale, thou art my darling, thou art my joy, both night and morning. The landlord he looks very big, in his eye cocked hat and powdered wig. I think he looks both fair and fat, but he may thank you and me for that. Oh, good ale, thou art my darling, Thou art my joy both night and morning. The brewer brewed you in his pan, the tapster draws you in his can. Now I wish that you would play your part and lodge you next unto my heart. Oh, good ale, thou art my darling, thou art my joy both night and morning. You have caused me debts and I've often swore I never would drink strong ale any more. But you for all that I'll forgive, and I'll drink strong ale as long as I live. Oh, good ale, thou art my darling, thou art my joy both night and morning. And if all my friend from Adam's race was to make me here all in this place, I could part from all without one fear before I'd part from my good beer. Oh, good ale, thou art my darling, thou art my joy both night and morning.
So yeah, that was Maximus singing "Oh Good Ale," basically a song about beer. But of course, as hang on, I've still got my I'm still showing my desktop. There we go. Yeah, I think he would be very annoyed if Rafik. I think he would be very annoyed if Rafik were to disturb him. Do you mind, Rafik? I was in the middle of a song. Of course, obviously, take that down by 20. Take that down by 20 on the. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can. No, I might have a little go with that actually and see and work out a little sort of sample dialogue between the two with Rafik disturbing Maximus. Definitely, I think that could be a lot of fun. Of course, we all know how much Maximus loves Rafik. I mean, they don't get on at all. Maximus hates him. I mean, Rafik is very slimy. He's a slimy character, you know. It's amazing how many characters I actually voice in Project. You know, that's why I want to bring Maximus more into live action. I do want to do more live action with him. I've got some plans that will bring him in front of the camera. Eventually, I've got a few ideas in the pipeline. I wonder if I should set up a Throne account, you know, to see if people would help me achieve my goals of being able to give Maximus more props, and because I've got the costume, and I've got a new walking cane as well for him. He's got a brand new walking cane because my old one broke. There's that to look forward to. Obviously, I need to lose a bit of weight because the waistcoat doesn't fit, but it will do. It will do. I'm determined to make it fit. But you know, there's a lot to be done between now and 2026, and as everyone knows, there's still the. But if people are interested in joining the project, Let me put the link here. So this is the link to the Google form that people can fill out if they want to join the project. Once I've got your application, because it is not really formal, but it just helps gauge what people are interested, how people are interested in getting involved. I will send you an email with the link to the Discord server, my YouTube channel, and any other information you need to know. It's all very self-explanatory. It's all set out in a way that's very user-friendly. I've made sure everything that's needed to be known is written down, and there's a whole variety of choice. So please have a look at the Google form. I will put it in my posts as well. In fact, I think I will just make a post about it on my YouTube channel main page. I'm going to call it interest form. Google form. Well, it is what it is. It's a Google form. I think I'll make a community post as well. There we go. Then there's several ways of being able to basically show your interest for the project. So, just check something. Nope. But once, if you want to have a look at it, and see what it looks like, please do, because, as I say, it's very self-explanatory and straightforward. No obligation to join the project. You can take on any role. All character types are listed in sort of categories, so there's categories and they're all grouped together in certain categories, and obviously there's areas where you can make comments or state what your particular interests are, and we take it from there. If you want to join the Discord server, that I will send that link along. Yeah, I mean, 5 years of content. I mean, I mean, when you see this sort of folder, that's the Dark Project, as I'm calling it. That's part of Maximus's father's storyline, Lord Volkov. But I mean, here, I mean, look, the world of Lord Morn Heartache. I mean, we've got, if I just highlight the, we've got Armory, Battlefields, Caravan, and the Academy. Oh, that's something else. I'll move that. That's project idea. Castles, forts. I mean, we've got 104 folders of interiors. Palace of Geborah, Palace of Negrotia. We've got palaces. We've got entire cities. In fact, I've just updated the City of Ondar artwork. I'm in the process of adding new artwork to the cities, and Ondar's the only one I've done so far. Why is that one empty? City of Drevin seems to be empty at the moment, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. I'll have to investigate that one. It's probably because we've got cities that I've never even mentioned, like City of Isara, City of Blackhole. Bloodspire is mentioned. It is featured in the novel, which I'm in the process of editing. Here we go, Ondar. So I've got a load of new artwork for Ondar City. It's a very sort of medieval but Roman city at the same time. It's got very Roman medieval sort of, it's got poor and rich sections, and it is a living city. I mean, these are the only images that have got people in them, but let me expand that out a bit. I mean, then you've got these sort of more opulent villas and things, and then you've got the really opulent buildings at the end, the sort of merchant houses, the temples of the city, the temples and the palace itself. Ondar is the big city, the capital. I think the next biggest city really is oh, that's right, it's because I called it City of Drevin. That's why there's two this is Drevin, the vampire city. It's in perpetual darkness. It's literally nighttime all the time. It's sort of kept in its own sort of eternal midnight. So it's very sort of where's my other favourite city? Cordavia. Well, I like Cordavia. Cordavia, Ondar, and Garalos are my favourite cities in all. And Geborah, that's pretty neat as well. Some of these are real locations. That's actually City of Wells in Somerset, England, and some of these are real houses and places that I've just photoshopped to become. That's been photoshopped to have a wagon and these have been photoshopped as well. And then obviously they all have palaces and grand houses and bridges, and I mean it's 5 years in the making. And when you look at the amount of folders there are, I mean we've even got Northridge Outpost, which is extensive. I mean they're not all the same buildings, but I like to do multiple ideas of buildings to give me an idea of, you know, a general idea of. I do have Port Allen and Port Knight song. I do indeed. My computer has frozen. Here we go. This is Port Knight. This is Port Allen, the pirate port. So this is Port Allen, the pirate port, which is a bit more run down than Port Knight song. So it looks very sort of run down and unkempt. The ships aren't so, the boats aren't so well kept. We'll just go through these quickly. I'm not gonna stop me if you see any pictures that you like the look of. So you know that it's a very run down port city. It's where the pirates and the cutthroats and the criminal underworld. It's probably where you'd find Maximus when he's looking for someone really underhanded. And of course the roads are known to flood as well. You know, it's known to flood and overtake some of the. It's kind of like a run-down version of think sort of Venice, but really run down. But some of the water is also really shallow, hence why there's a lot of small boats. You don't get a lot of big boats in Port Allen. That's probably one of the biggest boats you see. There we go. If I make, I mean, you've got some really run down. Then you've got the taverns. There's several run down taverns. These are sort of the main, sort of the back streets. That's an interesting one because that's actually the entrance to a mews, and that, although you can't tell, that is actually a mews where horses are kept, and that is actually where a night watchman would sit. So that's. The angle doesn't show it, but that would be wider than it looks. Sort of the taverns and things. And this is all written in Ondarian. All the text is in Ondarian, which is a very indecipherable language. It's only decipherable when I write it in English. When I want something specific to be shown on screen, but anything you see with sort of an indecipherable text, that's actually Ondarian. So that's Port Allen. I'll find the most notorious tavern in Port Allen is the Silver Fox. That's not the Silver Fox. Which one have I got representing the Silver Fox Tavern? Oh, maybe that was the one I showed. No, that's the Silver Fox Tavern. That's the most notorious tavern in Port Allen. As for Port Night Song, let me just check. Oh, that should all be. That's a duplicate folder. I've been sort of. That's Port Cole. That's the Desert Realm port. Sorry, I'm just sort of tidying up as I go. I'll get rid of those extra folders, but now I've sorted them. So this is Port Night Song, which when you see it, it's very, very different to Port Allen. It's very opulent. It's full of merchants, big ocean-going ships, large, deep ports, large fishing vessels. It's also the main port of the Ondarian Royal Navy, which is represented by these types of ship. But of course there's some real photos as well. This is a photo that I found on Pixabay. I use Pixabay a lot, and I edited it so that it looked like, this is what it looked like when the tide comes in. So you've got tide out, tide in, and those boats are actually sunk. So, and that is Fort Night Song. So you've got Port Night Song and Fort Night Song that protects the mouth of the port. And that's kind of the beacon that protects the. That's actually Whitby Pier. That's actually the pier at Whitby. But you get a lot of large vessels, a lot of navy vessels. You've obviously got a lot of merchant shops. Side, it's very different, and also you've got the sort of more rural looking buildings. That's sort of a merchant's house that's actually from the Wealden Downland Open Air Museum, and I've actually merged a few different buildings together to make one big building to represent a merchant house. And of course, if it's there, Port Night Song is the home of the Rusty Halibut, which Maximus is known to frequent quite often. He met Captain Wilberforce Tellers in there in one episode. Captain Wilberforce Tellers is a somewhat eccentric pirate captain. The Ondarian monarchy is very much temperate, as is the forest realm of Juridia. If you want, Juridia, the forest realm, is much more like sort of Northern Europe, Canada, literally Forest Realm. I go to City of Varuna. This is the only city from the Forest Realm I've got listed. This is the capital of the Forest Realm, named after the seventh deity, the goddess Varuna of the 34 deities, of which I will be doing a series on, talking about them. But as you can see, it's a very heavily wooded area, very arboreal, and it has a lot of elven influence to it. I haven't explored the whole of. There's still cities in. There's Sarton, Sarnia, Janos, and Nezra, and I've not explored those 4 cities. There's 5 cities in total. Varuna is the principal city. Desert Realm, however, is literally what it sounds like. The Desert Realm of Colette. This is the town of Vod. The Desert Realm town of Vod. The inspiration I took for Vod was the Mycenaean people of Knossos on Crete. So I took influence for creating this artwork to represent sort of no, not Mycenaean, Minoan. The city of Vod is very much inspired by Minoan architecture, whereas if we go to the city of Cully, well, it's the town really. I call them cities just to keep them in order, but really they're towns because they were once cities and they collapsed. So don't think of them as, they're not cities really. Cully is a bit more eclectic because it's close to the Ondarian border, so it's got mixed sort of architecture, sort of very Romanesque and Egyptian inspired. I mean, that is actually an Egyptian structure that I've just taken as a backdrop, and I've just sort of merged images together to create, and that one sort of has more Ondarian influence because Cully is literally the first town you come across when you enter into the Desert Realm, past Forts Titan and Fort Caldor, which I've got artwork of Titan and Leviathan. Leviathan protects the western border between the Ondarian monarchy and the Forest Realm. Fort Titan protects the eastern border between the Ondarian monarchy and the Desert Realm. So I've taken a lot of influence from. So Cully has a much more Ondarian appearance, even though it's Desert Realm. City of Gebelra, however, which is the de facto capital of the Desert Realm of Colette, is much more traditional in its appearance. It's still got like a Romanesque thing, but it's much more rugged, much more. I mean, it's got. The further you get closer to the palace, a lot of it was destroyed during the civil war against the Tyrant King 600 years before current events, but it's still occupied. So a lot of rebuilding work never actually took place, but people still live in the wide streets of Gebelra. I mean, it looks deserted, but it's not really. You've got. It's a deceiving city, very deceiving city. I mean, we've got different aspects of Gebel Ra. Oh no, that's still Cully. I beg your pardon. This is Gebel Ra. I beg your pardon. This is Gebel Ra. That's the Great Gate. The bridge. I do beg your pardon. I was still looking at Cully, not Gebel Ra. That's on me. That's on me. I apologise for that. I was leading you up the garden path and very tough. I promise that won't happen again. But Gebel Ra is much more Desert Realm influence. Once you sort of get to the more opulent centre of the city, sort of this is your sort of rich area with all the pools and the sort of artificial oases, and at the very bottom, I mean, this is the palace. This is the governor's palace. You know, these are all sort of elements of the. It's a huge bit. It's a huge place. The governor's palace. It takes up quite, and it's the only place that's kind of got grass. I mean, some of these have got grass in the background and in the hills, but that I can always Photoshop out. But it represents the palace, what the palace looks like. It's not the here-all and there-all, end-all. And of course you've got the slums like any city. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. I'm getting confused now. And then of course you've got Malakut, which is a really run-down city or town. It's probably the most desert realm of all the locations. But it's, you know, I mean, when you consider I've got see how many locations have I got in total now. Lands. When you consider I've got 100 locations or artwork for 100 locations in my world, because there's, according to this anyway, I beg your pardon, I tell a lie, I'm looking, oh god, that just goes to show how confused I'm getting. I beg your pardon. It's still a heck of a lot of locations though. I mean, there's still 46. There's still 46 locations out of 100 folders. You know, and interior-wise, I've got 36 interior folders. So I've got, you know, 36 different types of interior and 46 locations. And there's still at least 4 more cities in the desert. Strike that, reverse it. You know, and there's still 4 more Desert Realm. Monarcha. Oh, now you're getting into the Now you're getting into they're not. I want to improve these maps. I've got flags as well. I'll take you through the flags as well. Maps. Shields, militaria, maps. There we go. So, no, that's not the one. So this is actually the original version of the maps, the very, very original version of the maps that I designed. No, wrong thing. So this is what it looked like originally when I first came up with the idea in 2020. This was the roughest. Oh yeah, Turva. So there is a 5th city. So that was the roughest version of the map. There we go, a bigger version. Some cities are missing, some locations are missing on here, but the basics are there. Netska, Hacknot. See, there's no artwork for Hacknot or Netska yet. Vod, there's artwork. Malakut, Cully. See, Fort Titan is actually now closer to Fort Caldor. Gebelro is further up. Port Colt, this area is also I use Incarnate for my maps. So that's a piece of artwork based on the Incarnate map that I was playing around with. But here's the actual continent map for so here is the continent of Monarcha map. I think I've got a different. Is that the? So here we've got the central province, which is actually split into 3 minor provinces, but the Ondarian monarchy actually spans all 3 of the provinces. Let me make myself a bit bigger so you can see me. Well, I'm behind the text, so I will just... So you've got Colette in the east, Forest. These are the Frosthelm Mountains. They're not named there, but they separate the monarchy. The Ondarian monarchy actually spans all 3 of these provinces. The Ondarian monarchy came into existence 1,000 years prior to current events, and 600 years prior to current events, the civil war against the Tyrant King came to pass. And before that, the entire continent was ruled by an empire called the Antius Empire, which was really, really powerful. Oh, there we go. That's just a darker version of the map. These mountains are unnamed, but they separate the independent nation of Avalon, with its capital city of Lyoness. That is a lush green pastoral land, and its people are driven by chivalry. The inspiration for the Kingdom of Avalon, for me personally, are Knights of the Round Table and King Arthur. But the Plagued Lands of Shadowmire I actually cover in my unpublished novel, The Maximite Guild. Maximus and a few of his cohorts from the Maximite Guild actually travel in to the Plagued Lands of Shadowmire, to the city of Bloodspire, via the Frosthelm Mountains, and up here is the Northridge Outpost, and the village of Riverend is actually where the mouse pointer is. I'm having to look past my camera to... So Northridge Outpost is somewhere where my mouse pointer is. and that's the safest route into Shadowmire, so they have to literally go south down to Bloodspire in order to get back the traitor that they're chasing. But I'm not going to go into too much because I really want to get the novel edited and published. So we'll go to the next one. This is actually just a very rough, not to scale version of the provinces. This is not to scale. I want to get a proper map done. But we've got Northridge Outpost there, River End, which is a coastal village, Varuna, capital of the Forest Realm, and the 5 cities of the Forest Realm that literally, this area was all deforested by the Tyrant King. So that area where the mouse cursor is going up and down was all deforested. So what the people of the Forest Realm are doing are reforesting slowly, and they've managed to do the whole of Varuna, and they've started around the 5 other cities. The monarchy itself is very much farming, pastoral, arable, animals, crops. You've got Ondar, which is the capital, Garalos, city of culture. Taros is the merchant city. It's the closest to the desert realm, so it has a huge... It's taken influence from the desert realm, so its buildings are sort of desert realm. Fort Titan and Fort Caldor protect the border. However, up near Port Allen, the border is actually broken, so roads and criminals can actually cross the border at the top without any issue, and most of them end up in Port Allen. Gebelra is the principal capital of the desert realm. Netzka's the most southerly city in the desert realm. This is actually an inland sea, so its inspiration is the Dead Sea, so it's incredibly salty. Hacknot is another small town. Cully is about the right place. It's the first major town you come to when you come into the desert realm, because it's actually not true scale, so it should be a bit closer to Fort Caldor, and Gebelra should be further west. Malakut and Vod are on the main road to Port Cole, which is the only principal port of the desert realm. Obviously in Owen as well, you've got Port Nightsong to the west of. So you've got Port Allen on the eastern border, Port Nightsong on the western border. They're not literally next door to each other. They are a couple of days apart, and they were built like that on purpose, because obviously if anyone tried to come in and attack the monarchy from this side, from straight on, then the fleet could be split and do a pincer movement. And that's, unfortunately, because Port Allen is the pirate port now, the Ondarian navy has lost that advantage. And this one's very interesting. This is Drevin, now known as Necrotia, the city of vampires, and all this dark land around it is cursed land. The vampires and the dark mages cursed the city. That's why it doesn't look like any of the other cities around it. Trigon is actually a dwarven city. It's autonomous to the Ondarian monarchy, but it's part of the Ondarian monarchy. They actually have a representative in the Grand Council of Ondar, in Ondar City. So currently they're led by a Grand Forge Master and a Deputy Grand Forge Master. Jeffrey and Garen are the first ever human Grand Forge Master and Deputy Grand Forge Master ever. Prior to that, it's always been dwarfs that have led the city. But now it's... such is their skill as Forge Masters, they've been elected the first ever human leaders of Trigon. And we got a few edited, and we got a few maps of cities and things that are. This is Fort Titan, very uniform, and as you can see, the caravan is currently in residence there, they are at the moment in residence at Fort Titan. The Empire Inn is for visiting dignitaries. Maximus has a room there. Commander's Lodge, Temple of the Ten, which is actually a bit of a misnomer because there's 34 deities. But the Ondarian military have 10 specific deities that they follow. Smithy Armory. These are the defensive wall. These are gateways along the defensive walls. They don't actually lead anywhere east or west. That's the principal gateway into the desert realm, principal gateway into the monarchy. Obviously you've got the barrack blocks, granaries, prison, administratum, blah blah blah, and then you've got like the market and everything. Next up is City of Garalos. Again, I want to do an improved version of this. I'm not happy with this version of the map. It doesn't do it justice. It's a much bigger city than this. There's much more to see, and these quarters are literally too small to do it justice. This was just a very, very rough idea for me to sort of mark out where everything is located. House of Justice. It's the Duke's Palace, but Garalos is ruled by Duchess Isabeau. Artisan Quarter, the market. What's that one? The City Forge is. I can't really see it on my left-hand screen, so I'm having to sort of scoot around my camera to see it. Garalos Palace basement, obviously. Dungeon, storeroom. Again, this is too small. Garalos is the Palace of Garalos is far bigger than this. It doesn't do it justice. Entrance hall, Isabeau's parlour, private office, antechamber, great hall, library, tower room. Again, Gebelra, I am not satisfied with at all. It's too uniform. It's too straight. I mean, that's the Governor's Palace. That's how big the Governor's Palace is of the Desert Realm. That's what I want. That's the scale I wanted to. But again, I'm not satisfied with this map at all. Last Hurrah map was that was just one I had playing. That was one I was just playing about with. So that's not really a map of anywhere. Maximus's birthplace dungeon, first floor of Maximus's birthplace, which is much bigger than this. Upper floor. This is probably more like a lodge than. Well, it's Maximus's home. It's not his birthplace. This is another one I want to This is another one I want to redo, the Academy, because it's much bigger than this, much bigger than this. Again, this doesn't do the layout justice, but it gives an idea of, because there's actually more tutors than just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's more than 7 tutors. This one I'm actually pretty pleased with, because this is the Caravan Show tent. I think we've got a better version. No, it's just but that's the sort of show tent. That's the backstage, main stage, audience seating, entrance canopy, sort of entourage, the caravans themselves, more sort of entourage. Again though, this is not to scale. This is the entourage of the caravan is far bigger than this, so this is sort of like the, which one's this? Oh, this is the other version of Gebelrar I did, which again I was not satisfied with, so I want to do some proper maps. This is the original. This I'm actually quite pleased with. This is the map of Port Nightsong, and this is pretty much how I had it in my head. This is just one area of Port Nightsong, so it makes sense to have it like this. Rusty Halibut there, of course. This is literally just one part of Port Nightsong, but it's a much bigger city than this, and it's actually much more densely packed, but this gives a pretty good idea of this section of, this is sort of like the merchants section of the city. I think I've just called it the Port Nightsong. Again, the Necrotia I'm pretty pleased with, because this is just sort of like the central plaza with the pits for the blood harvest, and Necrotia is quite a spaced out city. It's around Volkov's palace, which is this bit in the middle. There's a lot of ruined buildings and a lot of empty spaces, so this is a pretty accurate representation of where else? The village is literally accurate, because it is just a tiny little village with a few ruins and a few sort of buildings dotted around, so that is literally quite accurate. Varuna, again, not satisfied with. I'm not a fan of this. It should be, it needs to be bigger. You know, if anyone has map making skills, please give me a shout, because Trigon, again, a disappointment. Not satisfied with it. Ondar City, again, could be better, because obviously, as I've written more about the city and how it, because I cover Ondar City quite a lot in the Max My Guild novel, and it doesn't really reflect this now. There's actually 20 districts, and this doesn't really even represent any of the, I mean, it says districts, but it's not really the warehouse district is massive. District 1 is the palace, and the palace and the House of Justice and all that is massive as well, so this doesn't even cover the city. That's Port Nightsong again. I think Cully. This does pretty much cover Cully quite accurately. It was a city, but it was destroyed by the Tyrant King during the Civil War. The Academy is actually an inaccurate drawing on purpose. It doesn't look any, because it's been drawn by the cartographer in an Ondarian style to try and suppress Desert Realm pride. But everything that you see here is pretty accurate to Cully. It's not the biggest of towns. There are more buildings there, but these are the key locations. And then we're back to close-ups, and now I'll take you through the flags, because I am pretty proud of these. I don't think I'll put preview up of them, because they're all different designs that I've come up with for multiple cities, multiple designs for one city. So these are all the Bloodspire flags. Then you've got the Cordavia flags, Drevin, Garalos are all blue, Gebel are all sort of desert colours. Cully has the most interesting flag range, because I really went to town designing these and playing with ideas and colours as well. Necrotia obviously has its own flags. Ondar City has its own flags, although that one there, this one here, is actually the flag of the Ondarian monarchy. So I've taken this one and turned it into the flag of the monarchy itself. And this one is the flag of Ondar City. Port Allen has its own sort of pirate style flags. Port Cole has its own sort of flags, as does Night Song. Taros has sort of a sort of green for being in the monarchy, but Desert Realm motifs because it's close. Terrace is a small city. I haven't got any flags for Pavilon or Peveril actually. Trigon has its own flags, and Varuna has its own flags. Yeah, I mean, if you're on the Discord, you will see I've only used one flag for each of the cities, but there's multiple flags for different elements of the cities. And then down here we've got some other bits that I've been playing with. I was playing with War of the Worlds sort of inspired artwork, and I've been playing with badges and banners and things and different pieces. These are the tarot cards that there's 20 decks of tarot cards. There's 64 cards in total, so I'll just go through them quickly. We've got the Admiral, so I'll just scroll through them. I'm not gonna. But if anyone wants to see each deck, because each of these represents one of 20 decks, so there's 20 images in all, and each deck has one of these cards. So and they're all owned by different people. For example, Maximus owns his own Ondarian tarot deck, so this is his deck. But they've all got the same card names, but they've all got different artwork. So they're all unique in their appearance. But there's no number cards. They're all major and minor arcane. Well, they would all be considered major arcana in the Ondarian tarot. It's very different to real tarot. that way it keeps it fictional. But yeah, there's 20 different decks which I'm happy to make available for people to see, so they can see how each image and then this was one of my sort of things where I was playing with Tales of Ilara, which was a short sort of, what's the word, novella, which I've written but never edited, so I had a go at creating a fictional, well, a book cover for it. Not that it'll ever be published, but I took artwork, and I mean I did also do artwork for, I know that was book cover images. That's it. Maybe I didn't put it in. That's publishing. Because I sort of work on different projects and things, and oh yeah, there's sort of the novel, the written work I've been doing. Tale of Ilana, Mindstorm Chronicles, which I never finished. That was the earliest one I ever did, 2021. I tried to write it, but I couldn't. That's why I decided to wait until I built the Maximi Guild novel. And Tale of Ilana, Tale of Katrina. Because obviously I've also got all these characters as well. I've got all these different characters as well. So, and these are all the named characters. And many of them are looking for voices or people to cosplay and act on screen. I mean, these are just the ordinary, everyday citizens from the desert realm and the forest realm. And we've got City Watch, we've got nobility, we've got these are all healers. These are all healers. Yes, important. This is the Tyrant King. This is the man that kick-started. Yeah, I'm gonna sign off very soon because I've been going for about 2 hours 20 minutes. So I think it's good to finish off with the Tyrant King, because this is the man that kick-started everything that's going on in the world. This is him 600 years prior to current events. This is the man that caused the Civil War and caused Maximus to go in search of a lost crown. So I think that's a good place to stop. And I think the music has stopped as well. Yeah, looks like the music has stopped as well, so I'm going to call it a night. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow night, because I'm going to go live tomorrow as well, and it's going to be ASMR. So all in all, good night for now, and I will see you tomorrow. Good night.